Is our first referee. A second referee, Juan Carlos Saavedra Carcarez from Colombia. Now, both these teams have already played, Dane. Both have won. Both are undefeated coming into this match, 26 for a part of Pool C. But let's have a close look at the Canadian players first and then the Brazilian duo.
There's a look at Julia Gordon, 25 years of age, 5'11", 180 centimeters tall. Like I mentioned, 2 victories, albeit in a 1- and a 2-star event, starting to climb the ladder. She is young and has a big future. Her partner, Camille Saxton, the younger sister of Ben Saxton from Canada. She's 26 years of age, out of Calgary at 5'11", 180 centimeters. This team has been really coming together and doing what they need to do. But on the other side of the net, a lady who needs no introduction, Agatha Ripple, at 34 years of age, an Olympic silver medalist last year in Rio de Janeiro. She did that with her former partner, Barbara, and they decided to part ways. So she has gone for youth, getting a new partner, a teenager nonetheless. But Agatha is something special, a crowd favorite, and she's looking to continue her strong pool play here in this second match. Now to her partner, Eduardo Santos Lisboa. She goes by the name of Duda, and that is no error. 18 years of age, 180 centimeters tall, 6 feet. She is the future of Brazilian volleyball, and that is Duda.
Well, of course, Agatha was part of the World Championship winning team from this event 2 years ago in The Hague. As Dane has pointed out, Bob Desaychuk's no longer playing with Agatha. Look at the heat down on center court, 42 degrees Celsius. That is the temperature of the sand. That will keep them on their tippy toes. But Dane, it's all about the youngster with Agatha guiding Duda through this. We should expect some explosive play. Canada really do need to come out firing on all cylinders. Otherwise, this could be a real quick match.
Yeah, it's very important for the ball control and the passing. As you see, right away, a little errant pass by the Brazilians, but the inexperience and the youth of the Canadian team and the fact that they haven't played at this level before, it could be interesting, and they just have to really settle their nerves early on and limit those unforced errors.
Well, that's the way to settle the nerves. Put the first point down on the board. Canada with service. Both teams have already won the first matches in their pool play. Perfect start for Canada. 2-0 there. Julie Gordon serving. Saxton at the net.
Beautiful shot right down the middle, and that's where you want to attack the Brazilians at their weakest point. Make them make a lot of decisions, go for the lines, go down the middle of the court, keep them guessing.
Oh, a little trickler over the top of the net. Everyone counts. There is no net ball in beach volleyball, and a lot of the players train, practice, even try to perfect that serve with that help of the tape.
Yeah, I love that. I call that the trickler. When it hits the top of the net, just rolls over. Not a lot you can do when you're in defense. The thing is, Nick, the ball's coming one direction, a lot of speed, then it clips the net, and it's sometimes almost impossible to get it. It's a lucky play at times, but like I always say, if you can get it, you'll take it anytime.
Agatha with a little touch over the net.
Nice up right there, and then the poke shot. Real nice finesse. Agatha, one of the best players in the world at taking a look at the court and having that, what we call court vision.
Good work from Julie Gordon there. Really moving dynamically from back to front and all over the court. Here's her partner Saxton now with her first serve, 26 years of age, out of Calgary, Canada. Not quite there with the power play and the jump serve. Now 7 points total on the scoreboard. Side switch.
You know, I don't mind Canada going for it, missing a few serves. It'd be nice if they missed the ball deep. That gives Brazil an opportunity to possibly pass a ball that might be in or out rather than into the net. but they do have to roll the dice if they're going to get Brazil out of sync. Beautiful pass, and like I say, that court vision from Agatha always takes a look at the defense and then makes her move right there. Shoulders facing down the line, hit it cross court, always being deceptive.
Oh, good fall off. Drops off the net beautifully there, the young Duda. Duda, and there is the number 2, of course.
Look at that roll shot right to the corner. Excellent defense being played right there by the Brazilians. Oh, Duda was all over it, and an eagle eye watching that ball go just out of bounds right there. So smart play for Brazil. That gives them a 1-point lead. Those are the kind of shots Canada has to keep inbounds. They have to keep challenging the Brazilians.
Good play from Canada. They're holding their own here, particularly Julie Gordon. Excellent play from Brazil. Classic side out.
Yeah, they're passing the ball so well, and that's the thing with Brazil. If they're able to get a good pass, a good set, and their offense is firing, they're not going to make many errors. That's why I want to see Canada really roll the dice when they're serving, serve them tough, and get them a little bit out of system.
Good set from Agatha. Now, Duda, cross court. Gordon just gets the one hand to it, but the ball stays up. Agatha. Oh, and look at that little poke. Quick reactions, Duda. With the number 2 on her shirt, or you can recognize her from the white visor rather than the red and white visor of Agatha here.
Yeah, Agatha actually has a cap on, a hat, and the other one is a visor, but it is challenging at times. They're interchangeable, such great players. And you know why Duda has gotten so much attention in terms of her youth and coming up is the fact that her volleyball IQ is so high. She knows exactly the play to make, knows when to keep it in play, reset the defense, just as you're seeing now. And she's not going to give many freebies, no unforced errors. She's going to make you earn every single point, and that's what makes her so tough. Beautiful roll shot right there.
Good serves from Julie Gordon.
That was beautiful. Nice jump float serve by Gordon. Moving all over the place. Arms a little too close to her body, Agatha, and she ends up shanking it to the left. Another tough serve, and this is exactly what Canada needs to do. Tough serving, get in position defensively, and hope for a couple of unforced errors.
Well, Camille Saxton's holding a nerve just like her big brother Ben, and Julie Gordon puts down another ace serve. And Agatha decides to take a break, calling a timeout with Canada 10-8 ahead. They're the underdogs, the ladies, in the red and white vests. It's their first World Championships, but Dane, no sign of nerves, getting into the groove nice and early and playing Brazil at their own game out there.
Yeah, not at all. They look comfortable. They look relaxed. They've scored the last 4 points, as you can see in the graphic in the lower left-hand corner. Some runs there. You usually don't see Brazil giving up runs of points like that, but 4 in a row, and Canada is playing with confidence. And Nick, they're playing smart volleyball so far. This is exactly how they should be approaching this matchup.
Well, there's the young Duda, the Brazilian sensation who has been turning heads since the age of 15 on the international circuits and tour. But here's the Canadian duo that have started off this centre court match with confidence and with real passion and determination. Let's see if they can keep the momentum going. Julie Gordon again with service, serving Agatha now. Oh, that's a little bit of an awkward shot there from Agatha. Just seemed to find herself out of position, not quite sure how to play it. Puts the point on the board for Canada. Kind of washes away the point of the timeout called by Brazil. Here's Agatha trying to put it right now. That's the better shot, and I think that's the shot she was trying to achieve in the point before, Dave.
Well, you know, on that point before, the set from Duda was a little bit too far inside and a little too tight. That is a death set, we call it, inside and tight when you're a left-sider, and that's why Agatha kind of chipped it out of bounds. Not a lot you can do, and it gives the advantage to the blocker. There's a good set. Saxton setting up Gordon just perfectly there. Gordon takes a look. Block is still there, Agatha, and she uses the block nicely from about 5 feet off the court, off the net, I should say. And Canada right now at the technical timeout really should be pleased with how they've opened up this match.
21 points total on the board. Sound temperature 42 degrees Celsius, 107 degrees Fahrenheit. It is warm down there and still continuing to rise. I have to agree with our expert here in the commentary box, Dane Blanton. Canada have got off to a fantastic start. Dane, they won their opening match, the Canadian duo, on Saturday, beating Meppelink and Van Gestel, the Dutch duo, 2 straight sets pretty quickly, just over 30 minutes, and they've carried that confidence forward into this Brazilian match because this is the toughest team of their pool group.
Yeah, and that was a big victory that you're talking about against Meppelink and Van Gestel from the Netherlands. That's a good win. I think that gave them confidence, and I think they have been really riding that confidence. Sometimes when you're playing in a tournament like this, you start to have things click and go your way, and that's what we're seeing on this Canadian side, and you start to enter new levels that maybe you haven't been to so far, and it's really nice to see this team start to develop. The chemistry's there. We mentioned earlier they've won 2 tournaments earlier here in 2017, and they're looking to get out of pool. A win here would pretty much assure them a spot in the elimination rounds, which will begin on Wednesday for the women.
So Agatha with the set for young Duda. Duda's blocked at the net by Saxton. And it's not Ben Saxton, it's Camille Saxton, the younger in the family. And that is her first stuffed block, and it couldn't come at a more important time as they're now 49 ahead of the Brazilian number 3 seeds.
Just a beautiful block and so much momentum going. And we always mention it, Nick, the damage has been done by Canada. Now it's about settling down, receiving serve, and being aggressive as possible to keep this 4-point lead.
Here's Agatha already with the World Championship gold from 2 years ago in The Hague. And she's got this brand new young partner for the 2017 season. That's the first forced error from Saxton at the net. Disappointing for Canada. That would have been a big point.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. You cannot afford to hit the ball out. An unforced error. Go at the retreating blocker and challenge.
Here's Duda on the attack for Brazil. Goes cross-court, makes it count. Starting to pull a nice point run together here, Brazil, closing the gap on Canada again.
That's what happens when you don't take care of business when you're siding out. You have to put that ball away. We call it a first ball side out. So instead of the rally going back and forth, you got to put it down the first opportunity you get. And if that percentage is high, you're in a good place. but if you leave it up to chance and rally, anything can happen. Canada with some big runs of points, but it's been Brazil in the last 3, and they've cut the lead to just 2.
I was like shooting. No, that's my fault. Great job passing. Way to settle in with the pass. I'll give you a better set.
Well, Julie Gordon promising just about everything to keep her partner focused there. I'll give you a better set. Let's keep going up. Let's mix it up a little. Interesting words from the Canadian team. They have called the timeout, not Brazil. Each team is allowed to call 1 timeout per set. Canada just looking to try and slow the momentum down because the number 3 seeds are now starting to fire on all cylinders. Agatha with the service, just 2 behind Canada in this opening set. Gordon on the attack, goes over the top of the block and the ball drops down right onto the line. A good point and justifying the call of the timeout for Julie Gordon.
And that's exactly what you want to do coming out of a timeout, is settle in, get that next point, make that timeout count so you can kind of swing the pendulum back on your side in terms of momentum.
Good shot from Agatha. She'll need all of her experience. Now, 34 years of age. She's been on the podium in just about everything that this sport can throw at her. Olympic medals, World Championship gold. 104 tournaments against her name. Now, Canada need to keep digging deep here. Gordon on the attack. And that's another lovely shot. Julie Gordon is having a great opening set. 3 clear again, Canada. Down to the business end of the first set. They just need to hold their game, keep their calm and cool, hold their nerve. Saxton, Camille Saxton with service. Big jump serve to Agatha. She shanks the serve receive. They're in trouble here, Brazil. Just pokes it over for a low shot. Duda with the set. Over the top of the block. Great play from Brazil. They were in all kinds of trouble in the first exchanges, but they pulled it back together very nicely.
You know, Nick, that is the sign of veteran players. They're in trouble. Like you said, shank that first ball, but they keep it in, give themselves that second opportunity, and what do you know? They drop block, get a dig, and they're able to get the ball to the sand.
Agatha serving Saxton. The set from Gordon. Saxton now attacks, and that's on the line. Right down the middle of the 2 Brazilian players, right to the far court, far end of the court even.
Beautiful shot. Right down the middle of the court is the sweet spot. More times than not, it's wide open.
Oh, great play from Saxton. Oh, but Gordon didn't expect it to stay up. With a split-second reaction, just pushes the ball over, but pushes it too deep.
Good idea right there. Saxton, beautiful kind of grovel to get that ball up in the air, but just out. That ball never cleared the net. That's why the referee whistled double contact. It's got to clear the net and hit some part of the blocker for you to get 3 more contacts. There's the hit right in the bottom, or the top of the net, I should say, but it does not contact the blocker.
Oh, good play from Saxton. The break is back with Canada at 18-16.
You notice Brazil has really tightened things up. They're getting their hand on pretty much everything right now. It's taken Saxton a couple of opportunities to get that ball to the sand. It was coming easier a little earlier. Brazil starting to tighten the screws. They know it's time to play with more of a sense of urgency.
Good deep serve from Camille Saxton. But a lovely cross-court angle shot from Agatha.
Big hit. Agatha, you know, her and her former partner, Barbara, dominated in 2015. As you mentioned, winning the World Championships in The Hague and qualifying for their country. And then 2016, relatively quiet, didn't win a tournament. But then when they got to Rio in the Olympics, they stepped their game up and made it to the finals and brought home the silver.
Beautiful shot from Julie Gordon. Big point for Canada. 1917. Let's See if Julie Gordon can end this first set in the style that she started it. An ace would just be perfect now. Floats the ball right down the middle of the two Brazilian players. Agatha now on the attack for Brazil and reads it perfectly. Cross court, right to the baseline. Great play.
Beautiful platform, setting that ball outside. When that ball is in position as a hitter, you have all your options. Cut shots, angle, down the line, whatever you want. There's another beautiful set, this time coming on the side of Canada. And Canada not flinching. They're 1 point away from really mixing things up.
This would be a big upset if Canada take this first set. Oh, the nerves get the better of Camille Saxton's service into the net. Second set point for Canada. This is when it counts, the pressure points. Agatha serving to Julie Gordon. Oh, it's an ace serve, tying the scores at 20-all. And Agatha holding her nerve, drawing on her experience.
You got to finish that pass right there. You got to get your feet underneath it. You got to be expecting everything. Brazil is not going to give you anything.
This time, float serve to Saxton, who now attacks for Canada. Agatha's at the net, just keeping the ball up. Oh, but again, Julie Gordon puts that ball too deep into the Brazilian court. And Canada, who've had 2 set points, now have to accept the fact that it's a first set point to Brazil. After this impressive service run, both teams have used up their timeouts. We cannot stop the play. Agatha looking to wrap it up now for Brazil, with Canada so close in this opening set. Oh, service error.
Nick, you see what we've seen? Canada had set point. What did they do? They served it into the net. You cannot do that. Then Brazil, they get their first set point right into the net. You have to give yourself opportunity. And Canada, they may never get a set point. So that's one of those rules. Remember I said after a timeout, you want to challenge the other team. Keep the ball in. Same with your first set point and when you have match point.
Julie Gordon with service for Canada. And the flag goes up of the base linesman. Referee gives the point to Brazil. And a challenge from Canada.
That ball's going to be clearly out, about 2 inches long. The challenge is taking place. Remember the Hawkeye system. You can challenge 5 different things. Ball in out, block touch, net fault, antenna touch, and foot fault. And there you see the official review. It will confirm what the referees initially called of out of bounds. And the point will go to the Brazilians.
Set point for Brazil. Canada have 1 challenge remaining. Second set point for the Brazilians. Canada are out of position here, but Saxton saves it with a lovely power play at the net, tying the scores at 22-all.
Canada's serve-receive has become extremely erratic. Maybe that is nerves, but it's challenging. They recover, and that is what is most important, keeping that focus.
Saxton serve. Well, the service errors and that service error stat will be a little frustrating. Saxton's 4th service error. Third set point for Brazil here now. Agatha again with service. Oh, a little drop serve to Saxton. Saxton gets a lovely cut on the ball to tie the scores, all up at 23-all.
That was beautiful offense right there. Saxton laying it out, gets up, and then look at this, wrist away, freezes the Brazilians, hits the open court.
Oh, it's a shank serve receive from Agatha. Gordon has it covered. Saxton needs a good set here for a partner. Oh, great play from Brazil. They've got to get back into position. And this time, from on the net, Julie Gordon gets the ball down into the Brazilian court. Set point again for Canada now.
That was pretty awesome right there. Canada sticking in there. Brazil groveling, gets it over the net, and so smart to catch Brazil while they are out of sync and not set up defensively. Finally, Canada will have another set point.
Julie Gordon serving. Serving Agatha, who now attacks for Brazil. Over the top of the block. Great play again from the veteran Brazilian player.
Definitely a challenge. I can't imagine the number 3 Brazilians thought the number 27 team taking them into overtime here in the first set.
Oh, Agatha gets the better at the net of Julie Gordon. And once again, it is set point to Brazil. Well, the Brazilian fans can sense that this could all be wrapped up with this next play. Here's the young 18-year-old Duda with service. Saxton with the set for Gordon. Over the top of Agatha. She's there. Great athleticism from the Brazilian captain. Canada are not done. They have got another point on the board. They stop Brazil taking the first set, tying the scores at 25 all.
So close Brazil was, and starting to see a little frustration on the faces of the Brazilians. That ball should have been up by Agatha. She cannot control it right there. So as this thing goes on, I would think it would favor Brazil, but it seems like they're getting a little frustrated.
It's very true. Now here's Camille Saxton with service for Canada. And this time she goes to Duda, the young player for Brazil, who now attacks up at the net and gets a lovely little wipe off the ball there, deceiving both the Canadian players.
We call that wrist away from the body. The shoulders are facing one way, kind of sucks the defense that direction, and then you go the opposite.
Fifth set point for Brazil, 26-25. Agatha with service. Again targeting Saxton. Oh, what a block from Agatha, and what a way to win the opening set. Credit where it's due to the 27 seeds from Canada, Gordon and Saxton. But when it got down to the business end of that first set, the quality and class of Agatha have bought Brazil the first. Big score, 27-25.
Yeah, that was an impressive run by Canada, but you know what? They played well enough to win that set, so unfortunate for them that they didn't. There's the big block at the end by Agatha, the veteran with all the experience. I don't think that ball ever even cleared the net, and it all began because of the errant passing. The passing or serve receive, whichever you choose, that's where the big problem started to take place for the Canadians. So an overtime win for Brazil, 27-25 in the first.
Canada have to win the second set to take it to a tie-break. Aces, well, the Canadian had 3-1 on the ace stats, but it's also the service errors from Canada that have let them down, and it was a couple of service errors that gave away the opportunity of Canada taking this first set instead of Brazil.
Yeah, I like the way Canada's serving. You know, they did miss a couple serves here and there, but you have 6 errors, you got 3 aces. That's a ratio you can live with. The problem was the broken plays and the serve receive, I think. I think the pressure got to them in serve receive, and it made their offense a little bit erratic. There's another tough serve, and Canada gets out. A little break there. You can see how they're off kilter, a little out of balance when their offense is happening. It's from that initial contact. Nice up by Brazil, but cannot control it. So it's about consistent serve reception for the Canadians. See, there's a perfect pass from Brazil, and you see how smooth the offense is when that pass is on point. We call that being in system. You got to be good in system and good out of system. if you want to be a great team on the FIVB World Tour.
Agatha with service. Scores all tied at 1-1. Brazil have won the first set, 1-0. This is set 2 now. Saxton on the attack for Canada. And the first little miscommunication from Brazil that we see in this match.
Drop off the net. But once again, where is it at, Nick? Right in the middle of the court. So if you don't know where to go, go right down the middle. It's usually a nice vulnerable area.
Saxton with a real topspin serve there. Good cover from Gordon in the defense. She needs to finish now. Has no choice but to just bump the ball over the net. Saxton's at the net, and better play from Canada.
Really impressed with Saxton's blocking ability. Her timing's nice, her technique is strong. Pressing over the net, she doesn't leave a lot of room between her and the net, and that's why you don't see her getting tooled that often. You're seeing her get a lot of stuff blocks. Oh, there it is. Down the middle is really exposed for the Brazilians, and the Canadians are starting to feel it. They're trying to hit that spot every time. You can't ask for a better serve right there. Tagging the line right down the middle.
Saxton looking for her second there with another very strong service, but good play from Duda. Just finding the angle on the ball to deny Saxton at the net here.
Duda, we mentioned it earlier, 18 years of age, has a birthday on Tuesday. She's already got 3 FIVB World Tour wins, 2 of them coming with Maya, and the third coming with Agatha earlier this year. And there's Saxton once again. She's in the zone.
Oh, beautiful second stuff block for Saxton. 7th of the tournament. And this is one of the strong points of the Canadian game. And if Saxton can keep that block as effective and as efficient as she is in the early exchanges of this second set, Canada may well take this to a tie-break third. Julie Gordon with service. Again to the middle of the 2 Brazilian players. Oh, Duda has to go over on 2. A chance for Saxton here. Canada go full clear.
Again, transition, and when serving, the Canadians have found the weak spot. Here's the up, and Saxton can't see the court, but where'd she go? Right down the middle again for yet another point.
Oh, Julie Gordon just pushes the ball too deep. Out of play. Easy point for Brazil. Rally ball scoring situation in all international beach volleyball competition. And the Brazilian legend, Agatha, with service. Goes cross court to Julie Gordon, but it's way out of play. 4-point advantage is back with Canada.
You know what Brazil has to do defensively and in serve reception is what we call pinching. Pinch to the middle, protect the middle of the court, make the Canadians go to the lines and see if they are as accurate hitting the lines as they've been going down the middle of the court. But so far, the middle of the court's been a real problem for the Brazilians. Nice roll shot by Camille Saxton, 26-year-old out of Calgary, making it look easy, going over the top of Agatha there.
Good cover from Julie Gordon. Saxton with the set.
Oh, you cannot allow that to happen. That distinguishes the good teams from the great teams. You cannot allow a ball that's that close to land in. I always say you got to control your own destiny, play the close ones, and this one isn't even close, actually. When it lands, it's 2 inches inbounds. There's no excuse for that, and she'll be kicking herself for not taking that opportunity to get the point.
And she normally judges out-of-court balls so well, Julie Gordon. And there she spots that service easily. But that really was a frustrating error. When she gets that played back on the video at the hotel tonight, she will be kicking herself. Here we go. Canada still 4 clear. Saxton, who really has raised her game in this second set with service. Serving Agatha. Almost her second ace serve. Gordon picks it up and now looks to finish. Great shot from Julie Gordon. 5 clear now, Canada. Pushing as far clear as they can to force the Brazilian number 3 seeds into a tie-break third set.
Julie Gordon, the 25-year-old, making the perfect dig and then transitioning. So smooth, high elbow, nice contact, roll shot right down the line. And we're going to get a timeout here from the Brazilians and take a quick break. I would imagine the Brazilians have seen enough. Canada really playing some high-level volleyball right now, and they've even made a couple errors. Still, they find themselves up 5 points.
I think also, Dane, as well, the battle of the fittest could come into play here if we take it to a third set. By far the warmest day of the championships. We've seen the temperature of the sand. It's about 30 to 35 degrees Celsius out here on centre court. Both of these teams won their first matches in straight sets in just over 30 minutes. We could be out here for a lot longer than that to settle to today's match.
Wow, I'm getting word that it's over 50 degrees on the sand. It is absolutely scorching. And you don't see the players wearing any sand socks yet. That's sometimes common, wearing a sand sock if the sand starts to burn your feet. But remember, every one of these athletes well conditioned. And that ball into the top of the net, Agatha. So the Canadians completely in command here. Nice block. You know what? That block by Saxton is been intimidating because she's blocked a few of the hits, and now the Brazilians are starting to think about it every time they come in and attack, and that's where you're seeing those errors start to come up.
Yeah, that's a frustrating service error for Saxton. That takes their tally to 6 in this match. Good shot from Julie Gordon, thought was there, but it just didn't quite get over the right side of the net. Got the nice angle and cut on the ball. Let's take a look at young Duda's service. Nice jump float. Well, little touch on the ball was there from Agatha at the net. The Canadians seem to think so. The referee agrees with them.
Yeah, I think what Agatha was complaining about was maybe an open hand contact. You cannot attack the ball with your fingers open.
Well, all the work was done by young Duda. It was almost an ace serve, wasn't it, from Julie Gordon. The Brazilians managed to save it, but then in their last pass put the ball out of play. Julie Gordon this time with the service error. 8-13, Brazil with service. Quick 21 points on the board, my apologies. And technical timeout, halfway point officially of this second set. Brazil have won the first in a mammoth opening set of 27-25. But Canada looking very good at the halfway point of this second set to potentially pull one back and take this match to a third tie-break clash.
Yeah, Canada right now, 4 aces in the books. They have also 10 errors to go along with that. So remember I told you the ratio is okay if it's 2-to-1, errors to ace ratio, but they're getting a little out of whack. You know, 8 would be about the right number in errors. They're at 10 right now, and they need to clean that up. Make Brazil handle the ball a little more. Wow, 51 degrees on the sand. It's about 32, 33 degrees, the temperature outside, but down on the court, on the sand, 51, it is scorching.
Well, a scorching shot also from Julie Gordon to give Canada the first point coming out of the technical timeout. 14 points to 8 now. 6 clear.
total domination here in the second set by Canada. And you know what? I think they had opportunities to win that first set, and the way that they are powering the Brazilians, another serve that cannot be handled. So the strategy is working. Aggressive serving, getting Brazil in trouble. Full extension, top spin serve. You see a lot of players doing the jump float out here. Canada opting for that powerful top spin serve from Saxton.
Great service. Can she put another one down here? 15-8 to Canada. Saxton again with that big power play. Duda is on the attack for Brazil. Great timing for such a young player. Great vision on court. And there is the master and the apprentice, and a lot of people say Agatha is guiding this young player, Duda. And what she's teaching her here right now is to keep her calm and cool, even with Canada with such an advantage. That goes off the head of Agatha attempting the block. Just need to trade side outs here now, Canada, and this second set will be theirs. Julie Gordon is at the back of court to serve. Again, another good shot from the young Brazilian. Duda making sure.
Not sure where the blocker went. Saxton decided to drop off the net, and the set was absolutely perfect. Brazil taking full advantage.
Canada must keep their focus here. This is where they let it slip in the first set at a similar scoreline. Good play from Julie Gordon. Clearly seeing Agatha drop back off the net.
It's a smart play. When you drop off the net, that's where you want to go as an offensive player, at the retreating blocker, because the defender's already set and waiting for the shot.
Another big cross-court serve at Agatha. But Agatha, wow, powers that one down. But the damage, as our expert in the commentary box has pointed out, Dane has made it clear that the damage has already been done by Canada. They can afford to lose a point here and there from Brazil, but they must stop the point runs, because it was this point in the first set where Brazil just changed up a gear and went and took the opener. 27 to 25, and that ball looked to be out of play. 12-17.
Remember, in the first set, I should say, it was 14-10. Canada was up, and they ended up relinquishing that lead. Now it's 17-12. The big question is, can they close the door? Can they finish? And that's a big hit cross court. Brazil tries to make the play, but just too much velocity on that one.
Yeah, almost a sense of urgency, wasn't there, here from Julie Gordon? You can hear what you're saying, Dane, it sounds like, because they want to get this one wrapped up. Now 6 clear again at 18-12. Agatha on the attack for Brazil. Gordon reads it nicely. Saxton now with the set. Here's a chance to go even closer. Oh, Gordon needs to put those away. Duda now for Brazil. Was there a touch from Saxton at the block? Yes, there was. 13-18. Hold their nerve. That's what Canada need to do now.
Big net violation. Whether she got it or not, cannot touch that net.
That's an important score on the board for Canada. 19-13. Saxton goes to the back of court. Saxton's already put in a couple of aces in this second set. She'd dearly love another now. Oh, right on cue. Set point for Canada.
Stand up. Now
Saxton absolutely ripping the serve right down the center of the court. Make it 6 aces for Canada.
Another big, powerful serve from Saxton. Agatha's up at the net. Gordon is there, but not quite. Still, potentially 6 set points available for Canada. Young Duda serves for Brazil. Julie Gordon picks it up, Saxton. Oh, that's on the line. No, it's just out of play.
That was close. Thought this thing was over, but not just yet. The Brazilians gonna have a tall order to come back here in the second set, but it's more important that they start playing well so they can roll momentum into the third.
That's a perfect set for Julie Gordon. And there it is, 21-15. Canada take the second set, taking the number 3 seeds from Brazil into a third tiebreak set. It'll be the first team to 15 by 2 clear points. But where they didn't seal it in the first set, they clearly put it right in the second, Dane.
Well, Canada played more consistent in the second set. They took it to them early on, and then they were able to eliminate some unforced errors and some foolish missed serves that we saw in set number 1. There you see the scores, 27-25, and then 21-15 in favor of Canada in the second set. Like I said, I thought they should have won that first set. But look at the stat. The one to look at is aces. 6 aces to 1 in favor of Canada, and they have 10 service errors. I like that a lot. I like that ratio. That means every third serve, you know, you miss 2, you get an ace. You miss 2, you get an ace. That's okay, because you're scoring that point while serving, which is so difficult. And that was a big difference, especially in that second. And what you don't see is the balls that are passed errantly by the Brazilians. It's not an ace, but it gets them in trouble, and Canada ends up winning the point as well. So Saxton has stepped up the game. Canada winning that service game, and that's been the difference.
I also like the fact that it's 3 to Saxton and 3 to Gordon in that 6-stat
Some
ace.
balance.
So it's a good balance between both the players. Any one of them can ace the ball. Well, we're away already with the third set. First point on the ball for Brazil. Canada listening very carefully to Dane Blanton, going for the big serve, but just a little too much power on the ball. Good set for Julie Gordon to attack. Oh, that's the second shot that she's put out of play. Remember, third tiebreak set, 15 points rather than 21, often referred to as a sprint set. So Canada just need to keep their focus in these opening exchanges. Duda with service for Brazil to Gordon. Gordon now on the attack for Canada. Finds a lovely little roll shot on the side of the hand there. And first point on the board in set 3 for Canada.
Real big hit down the line. I like how she missed the first shot, and then she came back really aggressive on that second opportunity.
Good serve from Saxton. Oh, great play from Canada. 4 aces now for Saxton, 7 in total for Canada in this match.
No, I love what I'm seeing from Canada's service line. Powerful serve. You missed that one, but you take it. No worries. They got that ace, and you know the percentages are when you're receiving serve, it's about 75% in your favor that you're going to put that ball away. That's why you want to take risks when you're serving, because if you can score points while serving, you're going to really position your team to get the win.
Perfect set from Saxton. Gordon on the attack. Well, again, so many of those shots from Julie Gordon have just been a little over hit. That's a long way off the baseline. Just needs to keep her calm here, Gordon. Brazil with the advantage at 4-2. Agatha with service.
There's Duda. We haven't been calling her name that often. Agatha getting a lot of the action in terms of receiving serves and at the net. Duda, a very feared player because she is so smart, has such a high volleyball IQ, so young, so fiery, and very consistent, as Brazil taking a 5-2 lead. And as you mentioned, Nick, you don't want to get in a hole in a sprint. It's almost as if you're in the 100 meters. You don't want to stumble out of the blocks because guess what? You don't have a lot of time to recover. And that's the case right now. Canada stumbling out of the block. Brazil with a nice 5-2 cushion. And let's see if the experience of Agatha pays off here in the third, or maybe it's the young upstarts, the up-and-coming team from Canada, who has really given the number 3 seeded Brazilian duo all that they could ask for in a pool play match here on just day 3 of the World Championships here in Vienna.
Agatha with service for Brazil. Brazil have the advantage by 3 points, 5-2 over Canada, 1 set all. Saxton sets her partner, Julie Gordon, on the attack and smashes that into the net. That's a little frustrating, very frustrating even, because Canada called the timeout with a plan of trying to slow the momentum of the Brazilians, showing no sign of nerves in this third tiebreak set. Agatha again with service, looking like she's targeting Saxton going cross-court. Well, this time she goes to Julie Gordon. Good defense from Duda, who now attacks for Brazil. Little touch of the ball. And now it's a 5-point advantage for the Brazilian number 3 seed state.
Yeah, Brazil right now starting to go after Julie Gordon, the right sider. We've seen them drop block, show her a few different looks, and it's going to be up to her to turn this thing around, because you better believe Agatha is going to jump float her all day long.
Yeah, looking that way. Well spotted, Dane. Let's see if again that tactical play from Brazil is starting to bring them points in succession very quickly. 6 clear, 8-2. We're only heading to 15. I have to keep reminding you, this is not a 21-point set, and there is no technical timeout in a third set tie-break. So Brazil have their timeout still in their back pocket. Canada have used up theirs. Agatha continues this impressive service run. That's too long. Canada need to recompose themselves here now.
Yeah, it's time to really step up your game, play with a little more urgency. They have to get themselves back into this, and they have to score somehow when serving.
Again, Julie Gordon struggles at the back of court. And the Brazilian duo seem to have found the answers to the Canadian defense here.
Gordon has a good read on this, lays it out, gets to position, but is unable to control it. And an errant pass, I should say, after the tough serve coming from Duda. And trying to slow things down. Julie Gordon cleaning off the glasses, doing whatever they can to kind of slow the pace.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Well, it was a little greedy is what it was for Duda. She kind of went for a winner, trying to get it over quickly. You see, great up, gets ricocheted right back. And instead of just going deep into the court, she goes for a very flat trajectory, and it does not clear the net.
A chance for Canada here, but Saxton with a service error puts the ball out of play. 11-4, and all of a sudden the heads are looking down rather than high for the Canadian team. They're just looking a little despondent. Total of 15 points on the board. That's a multiple of 5. That's the side switch rather than 7 in sets 1 and 2. We change ends every 5-point score and calculation thereof. It's 11-4 to Brazil. Agatha again serves to Julie Gordon. Agatha blocks Gordon at the net. And this time Gordon manages to get the ball over Agatha as the Brazilian drops off the net.
Yeah, really smart play there by Gordon. Noticing, once again, when Brazil is out of their set defense, that's exactly when you want to strike.
Oh, Gordon cannot afford service error like that.
No, not at this particular point of the match. Everything has to go right for Canada if they're going to get back into this.
And everything's going right for Brazil right now. Gordon again on the attack. And again, she pushes it out of play. These are errors that are putting pay to Canada's chances of taking the number 3 seeds in this tiebreak third set. 13-5. Duda with service. Again to Julie Gordon. The set from Saxton. Little poke of the ball. Well, that's the best shot that she's had in 5 points, Julie Gordon. Is it all a little too late, Dave?
Yeah, I believe it is too late, and it's so surprising because this team from Canada can play really well. 21-15 they won in the second set. And here in this third set, things are just not clicking for the Canadians and everything going right for the Brazilians, really putting things together. And that was the big question. Could Agatha, because she is the veteran with all the experience, been on center court in arenas like this many times, she is controlling it.
Match point for the Brazilian number 3 seeds. Nobody expected them to have to work this hard to take their second pool match of this World Championship tournament. Agatha serves at Gordon. Gordon now attacks for Canada. Good play.
That was nice right there. Gordon finally getting aggressive and just ripping that ball right down the middle. But as you said, Nick, a little bit too little, too late.
Gordon with service. Second match point for Brazil. She's put the ball out of play. It is all over for Canada. 15 points to 7, 2 sets to 1 for the Brazilian number 3 seeds, Agatha and Duda. Julie Gordon and Camille Saxton for Canada were so dynamic and explosive in the second set, but they just couldn't keep that momentum going, Dane, in the most important set of the match, the tie-break, set 3.
Yeah, it's about consistency. And the great teams are consistent. The good teams, inconsistent. They need to look at that second set, Canada does. What they did in that second set, that 21-15 decisive win was something special. But too many ups and downs for Canada, I believe. But they have to be pleased. Remember, this is the 27th seed versus the number 3 seed. They gave them all they could ask for. But Agatha, she's got her eye on the prize. Remember, she is the defending world champion, albeit that she did it with her former partner, Barbara. She would love to do it with the young upstart, Duda, the 18-year-old who is the future, for sure, of Brazilian women's volleyball.
Well, I'm sure when the other teams watching this Brazilian duo take a look at the stats and the breakdown of the competition, they will look at that 21-15 second set victory to Canada. They can be pushed and pushed hard, but it is gone to Brazil at 2 sets to 1. And I think it's the service error side of the Canadian game, 15-5, that possibly is a little high, but you've got to love the 7 aces on that stats sheet there for the Canadian team as well. Let's go down into the center court as we get a quick confirmation that 2 from 2 for Agatha and Duda have the Brazilian number 3 seeds comfortably at the top of Pool C. A little pressure on Canada now to win their next match to hold on to that second position. Let's quickly go down to the center court with Julius Brink and hear from the winning Brazilian duo.